Hello, everyone. Welcome to the
Hello.
live stream. How's everybody doing tonight? It is a beautiful Wednesday here, at least. Let's say hi to everybody, and then we'll do our little introductions with our guests. Fred and Lisa, hello, welcome. Fred, hope you're feeling better. I saw you add a little something this week, so I hope you're doing well. Craig Custard, hello, welcome. 86 degrees in Tampa. That is lovely. Michelle Parks, welcome, and hope you're having a wonderful night. Bob, T-minus 10 days until Marivelia. That is awesome. Kathy and Tim, hello. Welcome, Kathy and Tim, going on our AJ birthday cruise. Peter and Malinda are going on the birthday cruise. Rick, how you doing, Rick? Denny B, hello. Welcome. Jimmy C, hello to you and Laurie from Staten Island. Hi, Leslie Trent. How are you? Jonathan, hello from Boston. Hope you're doing well. Ryan, watching these escape videos really makes me wish I went. I have friends on the sailing beside you. Yeah, it was a great time. It is an awesome ship. Ryan, you should go on the October 20th sailing of the Joy that I'm on. It is $220 for a solo inside cabin. Wow. It's only a 4-day cruise, but it is $368 with more at sea. So with the drink package and everything for an interior cabin. Felicia, hello, welcome. Deb Stein, hello, welcome to you. Emilio, hello. Fairies, welcome back from San Francisco and Las Vegas. AJ also was just in San Francisco last week as well, and San Diego and LA. Tony C, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Lisa, how are you? Welcome to the live stream. Alex, getting ready to do some packing, going to New York City tomorrow, getting ready for his NCL Escape Cruise. Roll Tide. Hello, everyone. Willy Wonka might have to book Legend. Yeah, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory or Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, technically, coming to Legend of the Seas as a Broadway musical. The Murphys, hello from Montana. Denny B, welcome. Happy Wednesday to you. Gene Townsend, good evening to you as well. Great Gooser, hello. Welcome. AJ, you got a lot of names here already to get on.
I know.
Man. Laura Tucker, good evening. Brian, welcome. 30 days until Encore. That's amazing. I'll be on Encore in January. Oh, Fred said, feeling good. Now it's time for PA and the cruises. Yep, you got your cruises next year. It's super exciting. October 20th is going to be Brian's 48th birthday. Happy early birthday. We'll be back on next week on the 15th to wish you a happy birthday. Sean, how are you? Good to see you here. Ryan Joy is leaving from Miami on October 20th. Hope, good evening to you. Brian said bummed out about the Phillies. I don't even know what you're talking about. Phillies, I don't even think they're playing. I don't think they played yet. I'm going to let that go. Natalie, how are you? Good to see you. Great talking with you this week. AJ and I both talked to you this week. Hope, 30 days till the Majestic Princess. Yes, indeed. And tonight, without any further ado, let's welcome Peter and Malinda here. And how are you guys doing?
Hello. Great. We are great. It was wonderful. We were so happy we went to Norway. It was really cool. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And at some point you'll have to cut me off because I could talk for 2 hours about the Norway trip. I guess we'll start with, we had to go to Denmark, which some people might know if they've looked at the itinerary.
Yep.
Super nice people. Like super nice to the point where I like, you almost think when someone starts talking to you, like they're going to ask you for something. I don't know how else to say that. Like, you know, they're being friendly, like, because there's an ulterior motive.
Yeah.
Nope. They're just that nice.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to take you through the list that I usually do for my debriefs. So
I have, and if I keep looking, I have notes. So no,
awesome.
That's all good. That's fine.
So let's start with embarkation. So where did you embarked from Copenhagen, correct?
Yes. And so they have a few terminals. Ocean Kaj is the terminal that MSC uses. Ocean with KAJ added on.
Yep.
I think I might have told John, or I sent an email out after we came back. The only weird thing, and it's no one's fault, is they had a marathon the day we were leaving.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so I asked at the hotel desk, again, super nice people, and if anyone needs a place to stay, you know, talk to me or email John to email me or whatever. But I talked to them the day before, like, hey, you think it'll be, and they're like, oh yeah, no problem. We'll have the cab come. You don't have to walk to get the cab. They can come right here. The price is going to be very similar to if you walked over to the metro station. Okay, cool, great. And then maybe the night, sometime like the afternoon before, like 2, 3 in the afternoon, I got an email. Just so you know, there's a marathon tomorrow. We can't request a cab for you.
Oh my God.
So it was like, oh, that's interesting. So then we walked to the
It actually wasn't that far of a walk, except that
Yeah.
it was like, pouring.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we went to the metro station. There's a cab stand. We waited like a minute. I mean, super. The guy pulls up, and then, you know, you're playing that little thing like negotiate the rate kind of thing. And he's like, and I looked ahead of time, and he's like, it would normally take like maybe 20 minutes. He's like, it's going to take us close to an hour because we have to go all the way around the marathon.
Wow.
So that was fine though. I mean, he knew what he was doing. He approved the rate. It ended up being about $60, I think it was, where it should have been like 30.
Yeah.
So considering New York City prices, it's not horrible.
No, definitely not.
And then he, you know, we're going around. He's like, oh, there's the marathon. See it over there. There's the marathon. We get there, and I was surprised at how small the terminal was. Like, I don't know. To me, it doesn't seem like, and you guys have gone to more cruise terminals. I don't think Brooklyn feels that big.
Yeah.
I would say it was smaller than Brooklyn by far.
It was tiny.
Wow.
And then dropping the bags took like 10 seconds. The guy was right there. Some of the Europeans were a little aggressive. They wanted our cab because of course they had disembarked. But I mean, whatever. It's just, you know, they're just not used to, you know, we have more space than they do. So they were trying to, we weren't even out of the cab yet. And they were trying to get in, which was funny. But dropping the bag through security on the ship, less than 15 minutes. Easy, easy, easy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, super. And the biggest thing they were concerned about was Malinda had a lot of cords, like to charge the phones and extra cords. And that was the biggest thing that they were like looking at. Like,
yeah.
That.
And they looked at the like outlet thing and they were like, I have to go ask somebody, this might be like a power strip. And it's like, well, it's not a power strip. But, and then she came back and she said it was fine. So
good. That's great.
Super, super easy. And then very organized. I'd be like, there was no, like, what are we doing? No. But yeah, under 15 minutes through security, drop the bag, get on the ship. And we went fairly early. I think we went around 11.
That's not bad.
Yeah. So
yeah,
not bad.
And our room was ready when we got on.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big difference. I think gets lost. And I'm not sure about your specific cruise because they're all different. But the difference leaving out of Europe is because they interport. So
Yes.
And that's what happened.
Yeah. It makes such a massive difference when there's people. It's a little weird because unlike here where you're kind of seeing the same people on your cruise for a week, it doesn't happen there because people are getting on and off the ship every day. They're embarking and disembarking. But it does make things like the room being ready and getting on and off the ship a little bit easier, which I kind of like. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we went to the show the first night, 6,100. I think you had checked ahead of time, John, but the woman who was the cruise director, whose name I don't remember, but she was in Amazon and had heels on and spoke 6 languages. She was adorable.
Oh my God.
But yeah, the first night, the first show in the main theater, the Delphi Theater, she's like, oh, let me tell everybody who's on the ship. And 6,100 people, mostly Germans.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
And a lot of Spanish.
German, Spanish were the number one. And then the next largest group, like over 1,500, then Danish.
Okay.
And then there was like a smattering of other groups.
We were considered international.
Yeah, which was
that's nice.
When she started talking about international, I was like, oh, wait. She's talking, and then she said, oh, we have 200 people from Portugal, 200 people from Saudi Arabia, 200 people from the U.S. And, you know, meanwhile, when she was making the announcement, like when they said Spanish, I mean, it was like a soccer game. Like a third of the audience was like, wow. I mean, like, you know, and then the Danish did the same thing. You know, it was just so funny in terms of like the Germans did the same thing. And then, of course, when we got to U.S. and Saudi Arabia, I mean, like it was barely a peep.
Wow, that's so crazy. It's so different. Very different. All right, next up, let's talk about the ship. What were your overall like first impressions of the ship? Because it's very unique. It's the only kind of ship of its class. So
The funny thing is that it just, if anybody's going on Meraviglia,
It's just like they blew up the Meraviglia. It's exactly the same layout. It looks exactly the same. It's just bigger.
that's really cool.
Yeah.
And then they have that nice little area set up where, because everything's meant to be like environmental paint, and like they're trying to do all the stuff that's environmentally oriented. So there is an area you can walk through and read all the placards of all the stuff they're doing to be extra environmental. But
they were all about the cleaning. Like they were cleaning constantly. Like we would go to the smaller theater. It was the
Carousel
Theater.
Carousel.
And like we'd go there a little bit early to get a seat. And while we were sitting there, like there'd be somebody going around literally with a dustbuster in his hand, like going underneath the tables, like cleaning up from the one.
That's good.
Yeah, super. And Carousel, no extra charge, like where we're used to Meraviglia. They do the whatever, $10, $12, whatever it is.
Yep.
And the thing that's unique to that ship as far as shows go is that their Carousel Lounge, they're the only MSC ship that has a big band. So every show in Carousel is a big band show. And what they do, and maybe it was because there were 6,100 people, 7 o'clock show is the practice, the warm up. And then they have, and I'll have to look at the thing here. They do 2 more shows. Then they do a 9 and a 10:30 show, and they're different shows each time.
Wow, that's crazy.
Every night it's different. So like one night it would be like big band disco. One night would be big band divas, big band rock symphonic, big band soundtrack, big band orchestra, and big band swing.
That's really, really cool. That's really interesting. Kind of similar to what they're doing now on World America with the Queen Symphonic. So it's probably similar to that in like a smaller theater, which that's what it is on World America too.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
And then they had a woman and a man who they sang.
They were like the MC people too, but then they kept doing costume changes, and then they'd bring guest people out to do like some acrobatic act. People that were normally in Delphi Theater doing the regular big show would like come in and guest. So they'd be singing some song, like Skyfall from James Bond. And then there'd be people doing like interpretive dance and all that, throwing the woman around. And it was like a 1970s variety show kind of thing.
Yeah. So it's interesting. It seems like, have you guys been on Seascape or Seashore?
Seascape.
We were on Seascape.
So it kind of reminds me of like what they're doing with Le Cabaret Rouge. Where they're kind of just bringing different strange things in all night.
Yeah, very much.
That's interesting. So any other notes around the ship other than it just being bigger than Meraviglia?
Yeah, I feel like it just really felt like, and Patty was really happy because Patty was on Meraviglia and she's always afraid she's going to get lost.
Yeah.
And it was like, you're not going to get lost. I'm like, just walk around with us the first day. I'm like, you would think you were on Meraviglia.
Yeah, it's just bigger.
Yeah, that's cool. That's really cool. All right, so you guys started talking about cleaning and stuff. Let's talk about the service. How was the service on board?
I can't think of anything bad to say. Although the weird thing is that because they had 2 shows in Carousel, and then they had, although the shows were the same in Delphi, they did 3 shows a night, probably because there was so many people on board. We were always trying to figure out, okay, how can we go to both Carousel shows and go to the Delphi show? So we actually did 2 specialty dinings, but we never did main dining. We kept running and grabbing buffet stuff.
Yeah.
We did main dining once for lunch.
Main dining once for lunch, yes. I met a really nice German couple that loves cruising. So, in fact, they go on MSC, and because they want to keep their English like proficient, So so it was like funny and this was their 25th cruise and their 5th Norwegian Fjord Cruise.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. So service wise, I mean, most of the time, I feel like the biggest service we got was when we were at the Carousel Lounge, people going around seeing if you wanted drinks, or they kept bringing around like bar snack, like chips or, like a little, prep bowl of like some snack stuff, and they were super good about coming around to check and all that. But then I don't feel like even buffet wise, like coffee, drinks, people were nice. I feel like, they don't fall all over you. I feel like we've talked about, or you guys have talked about that before on here.
Yep. Yeah.
But nice. I mean, there wasn't any issue, with people not being nice. The room steward was great. I mean, we need hangers. Please put the mattress topper on, kind of thing. Every time he saw us, he seemed happy to see us. I mean, so.
Yeah, I agree. I don't need that like crazy service. I think that they're fine. If you need something, you ask for it and they're great about it.
Yeah.
All right, next up, let's talk about the food. You guys started talking about it. What kind of you guys ate, specialty dining? Tell us about all the different food.
One night we did steakhouse. Of course, help. Is this Butcher's Cut?
It's renamed.
No. Oh, they call it something different on there. There's a French name for the steakhouse.
Something grill.
So yeah, Le Grill. Le Grill instead of calling. Yeah, I was thinking, wait, isn't it Butcher's Cut on MSC? No, it's Le Grill.
Yeah, Le Grill.
Yeah, and they try to make it look like sort of kind of Parisian.
We did Ola Taco, right?
And Ola Taco.
And that was a great experience. That the waiter was great, and I'll let you explain. But like he did, because we've eaten at Ola Taco before on different ships, but he did something completely different that we've never had before.
So I mean, the Le Grill guy was super nice. In fact, he remembered us. He's like, oh, when you were booking your reservation, because we had done, I'd gone on the phone ahead of time and booked, so we already had the ticket or whatever to go to the steakhouse, but then we had to set it up. We made sure we went when we got on, and when he helped us that night, he's like, oh, I saw you were coming to make your reservation. I was in the hallway, I had the menu, I was trying to sell people.
And then the last day, actually, he saw us again, and he's like, hi, remember me?
Oh my God, it's great.
So, but so he was super nice. I mean, and the food, I mean, everything's so elevated. I mean, steakhouse, the choices were great. I mean, and drink package wise, I think that the limiting factor, I think, is something like $10 /€10 or whatever. There was no problem. I mean, even in the steakhouse, to pick something to go with, I had seafood, Patty and Malinda had steak. But then when we went to Ola Taco on a different day, there were only a few people in there, but when he came over, he's like, do you guys want to just do a la carte, or do you want to do the all you can eat? It was like, no, I mean, the all you can eat thing, it's like $23 or whatever.
Yeah. Now
we would have saved like, we would have saved like $2 if we had pre-booked it.
Yeah.
We didn't, but boo-hoo. I mean, like, and then he's like, oh, okay. He's like, I don't want you to order anything. He's like, I will bring you everything. But
like he's like, I'll pick out things for you from each section of it. I want you to try.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and it was phenomenal.
And he kept bringing food. We're like, oh, I don't know if we can eat anymore.
I mean, like, and
he's like, no, but you have to try this.
Yeah, and he was smart. He said, the reason I do this, he's like, everybody comes and orders nachos.
Yeah.
Like, and then you're just dead. He's like, you are absolutely dead because you ate the nachos and you cannot eat anything else. He's like, the way I do it, I bring you a little bit of a bunch of different things, and then you get close to trying everything. He's like, versus you just ordering what you think you want to order. He's like, but no, then you can try. And even like later, was it the enchilada?
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't have even thought like, enchilada. I've had that at home, but oh my God, it was so good. It was so good that he's
like, I'm only going to bring you 2. You can share. You can try it.
Yeah. And then same thing with dessert. I mean, it was like, oh, I'll bring a few so you can try it. I mean, he was really smart. And we told him, it's like, we've eaten at Ola Taco before, and no one ever had this approach.
That's awesome.
Super smart to try different stuff. I mean,
I love that. That's really great. All right. Let's talked about it a little bit. Let's talk about the entertainment. What did you guys think? Obviously, there's 2 different theaters. What did you think about all the different shows? That's always like a weird thing on.
I liked. Okay, well, we kind of disagree, but I liked all of them, but one. The one that I thought was a little bit odd was the Delphi one. That was the Circus 1920. I just thought it was a little odd.
Sure.
But I liked everything else. Everything else was great.
So they did the first night. They did a rock show. Then the second night was the circus. Rock show was great because what they were doing almost is like they're trying to do a Broadway thing where they're playing like rock songs that they're singing, no lip syncing, everyone was singing. And then they've got a group of people that are singing and a group of people that are like the dancers and all that. But it's almost like they're trying to do like Broadway music videos on stage while they're doing each thing. So the rock show the first night, the circus thing, of course, was more like, you know, different circus acts, balancing and that kind of thing. I mean, it wasn't as good as the other nights. Then they had your favorite, a magic show the next night. Although no comedy, no stand-up comedy at all, which I thought of you. So that was interesting.
That's got to be a Europe thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not even late night comedy somewhere or whatever.
I mean, the Germans aren't going to laugh. They're just going to sit there.
But these shows, like everybody wanted to go to the shows. Like the Europeans were so into it. It was like every single show was sold out.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So even so Magic, and there was a couple, and they did a great job. I mean, they did things we've seen before. I mean, because we've gone to Magic before, but they did a good job. They did a good job. The music, I mean, they were engaging. You know, it wasn't like, you know, it didn't feel hokey. I mean, they did a good job. Then they did a jukebox show the next night. Again, it's like they're trying to do on-stage music videos. You know, I was standing. The next night was an Ed Sheeran show. Same kind of thing. They were trying to go through like his music.
But they showed him, like through
like hit progression
from
of him.
when he started, like in the underground.
Busking in the underground and then moving it forward and then having people like perform like, you know, again, like music videos. The second to last night was live from MSC, and they basically did highlights from each of the people that had done stuff other nights and all that, you know, so they had a little magic thing, a little rock thing, you know, to sort of push it all together. And then the last night, AJ, was the like space video game thing like we saw.
I feel like they totally took from Princess.
That's really funny.
It was like Five Skies, like a
Yes.
one.
Oh, big time.
Except it was a little bit different. The guy like went into an arcade machine, but yeah, pretty much the same.
Yeah, it was like beckoning him in, you know, and then he went in, and then he was part of the video game, and the entire time, I mean, it was like, okay, yeah, they unless Princess copied from them, they copied from Princess. So, you know, and it wasn't disappointing. I mean, you know, it was interesting. I mean, but you know, again, I even liked the circus one, and neither Malinda nor Patty cared for the circus one. So
funny.
No.
All right, now for the big thing. Let's talk about the itinerary. What ports did you go to? What were your favorites? What are things that people should do on a Fjords cruise?
Well, it's interesting too, because I feel like a lot of times looking at the different cruise lines, I feel like there's a lot of fjords to go through. I mean, you know, what we did versus like other places, especially from watching YouTube.
And it's amazing. I mean, I said to Peter, I'm like, it looks like something that they would have like filmed for like Jurassic Park, because you just can't. The mountains are just so big, and just, I mean, it's just amazing.
And I feel like we're Alaska cruise, like, you know, you're on the way there, and then you get there, and then you leave. Where a lot of the Fjords cruise, it's like you're in the fjord for so much of the cruise, and they've got farms and people living and waterfalls. And you might see a cat.
You're going to see a cat in a minute.
Yeah, the cat decided, it's like, hey, I want to come visit you guys. So we left Denmark, then we were at sea. Then they do this interesting thing where the first port is Hellesylt, Hellelsylt, but unless you book an excursion, they're only there for 45 minutes. You can't get off.
Wow.
But the big thing for that is that there's like a waterfall right in town. So if you like catch it right.
Well, you can get off and do an excursion that brings you to the next port they're going to.
So you're there at like 9 o'clock in the morning. And then they won't let you off unless you have the excursion. And then the next port is Geiranger.
Yeah.
Geiranger. And then you're there 12 to 9. It's the entire place is a giant postcard. I mean, like, and then we did a bus thing. We did where they take you to 2 different viewpoints. And then they have a Fjords museum. And you are up so high, you know, where like, and the cruise ship's like way down. And of course, you know, we're not in the United States, So if you wanted to accidentally be dead, you could accidentally just fall and be dead.
Yeah.
I mean, it's,
No guardrails, no nothing.
yeah, and it's just like, and Patty's petrified. Not that I love heights, but Patty's petrified. And of course, I want to take photos because, you're like 3,000 feet up. I mean, and then of course, occasionally you see like sheep and goats and all that. They don't care,
No.
and the roads are like all switchbacks and all that. So absolutely phenomenal in terms of just being the views. And then when you went to the Fjords Museum, they have a whole thing about farming and how, people are obviously they've had tourist shops in Geiranger since like the 1870s.
That's crazy.
So people have been going there for tourism for forever and ever. So that was super cool. And of course, the requisite shopping. I don't remember if we saw Diamonds International, but
I don't remember seeing that.
God. So crazy.
And then the next day is Molde. It's MOLDE, but you feel like you're just more in a city. But what we did is in an excursion to go, and I guess they did this in a James Bond movie. There's this thing called the Atlantic Ocean Road where they built these giant bridges up over the water. So it took us about an hour and a half to get there. And, they're doing some narrating and all that. And then on the way there, they take us to a village, and I'm going to pronounce it looks like Bud, B-U-D. I think it was Bud. They have a German bunker from World War II that when, they lost, they just left the bunker. So you can like tour some of the bunker and all that. And of course, it's right on the water. So that was really cool.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah. And then when you get through some of the Atlantic Ocean Road, there's 8 bridges.
There's 8 that connect like islands.
And so they mentioned on the tour that, they filmed part of James Bond here. And of course, if you looked at Atlantic Ocean Road, it ended up being a really interesting excursion, even though you did spend, 90 minutes on the bus to get there and come back again, going to the bunker and going over these giant bridges was really cool because it just another version of spectacular, even though you weren't in the fjord, you're right on the ocean.
Yeah, that's really cool.
That was cool. Then the next, let's see, where were we next?
Flam, I think.
That was the 17th. 18th, we were in Flam, another thing where you're in the fjord. The town is smaller.
I loved Flam. Flam was just such a cute little like village. I mean, like only like 100 people live there.
Wow.
And there's like no other towns that are really close. It's just like nestled right in the fjord. It's so cute.
Smaller than Geiranger is. You'd have to have gone on an excursion to like get up and away to be higher and all that. But we saw online they had a little farm. So we wanted to go to the farm to see the farm animals.
Yeah.
And then, so it was adorable. Little pigs, and goats at the farm. And then the lady had like a little booth set up if you wanted like coffee and pastries. They had a little farm store in like a little barn. And I asked her, I said, I'd like to buy soap. Do you have more soap? And she only had 1 bar left. And she's like, this is the end of the season for us. She's like, the cruise ships are going to stop coming soon.
Oh, they have something.
And they have a sauna thing. I had seen it on. So if you wanted to, they have like what looks like
a floating.
Yeah, it looks like a trailer.
Yeah.
But it's floating on the water, and I didn't look at what the charges were. But like basically, you can like get it right into the water in the fjord, and then get back in the sauna to warm up. They did have quite a few people doing it, but we stopped because they had a cute little gift shop, and they had T-shirts with like goats. Not real goats, like artist renderings of like goats in the sauna.
That's awesome.
And we thought it was cute. And then trying to think, they have a railway trip we could have taken from there. And it was funny. We talked a little bit to people about, we're going to sign up for the railway because it's like super popular. And it was so funny talking to the locals. They're like, everybody loves that. We feel like the railway is overrated.
That's good. That's what you want from like locals. You want the like real stuff.
But it looks nice when you see the videos on YouTube and all that. But we weren't sorry we didn't do it. They have a Viking restaurant in town, and so we did that for lunch.
It's a brewery, right?
It's a brewery.
That's awesome.
They have accommodations there. If you wanted to, stay. Obviously, I guess a lot of people do this thing called Norway in a nutshell, where they take a train to go around different stops in Norway, and that's one of the stops. So they have some accommodations. And so that was cool because the guy that waited on us was giant Viking dude. I mean, he's not dressed in like,
He looked like
Yeah.
Thor.
yeah, he looked like Thor, even though he's not dressed as Thor. I mean, it's like,
Yep.
so you must live here,
That's funny.
Yeah.
And then the last port that we had was Kiel, right?
Oh, and then we were at sea for a day, and then the end in Kiel, Germany, which also, again, when you're in town, sort of kind of feels like town. But we did a bus tour for the day to Lubeck, and Lubeck's been around since like the year 1000.
Yeah, it's a medieval town. Yeah.
Yeah.
And anything that was bombed during World War II, they like built back to be like it was in the 1200s.
That's cool.
So there's like 7, 8 churches, and like really tall spires.
Well, they still have part of their wall.
Yeah, part of the wall of the city. I mean, so it was a really good walking tour. The only sad part about it is, of course, because you're on the bus tour, basically they're like, you have an hour to yourself, and then meet back here kind of thing. So he did do a really good 2-hour walking tour.
Yeah.
But then it's like an hour, and then you're like, what should we do?
Yeah.
It's not enough time. That town is known for marzipan. So he was big on saying like that's where marzipan comes from. So like go to the marzipan store.
Yeah.
And of course we just wanted to walk around. Then they took us to I guess they were big on even back in medieval times and doing like social institutions. So they had this hospital of the Holy Spirit for widows, orphans, seafarers, and merchants. And you go in and do a tour, and they basically like gave people like these little college dorms to stay in. I mean, circa the year 1300.
They still have that wing to show people, but they still are active. They still have like elderly people, and it's still partly a hospital.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So it was interesting to walk around and everything. I mean, that old architecture just looks so cool. It's just like anything. I mean, would it be nice to have more time? But we were going, it was like a 7.5 hour tour.
Yeah, that's a day.
So I mean, and we were glad we did it because the other thing was we could have gone to Hamburg instead for the day, but Hamburg's like everything's newer. They didn't keep anything old, so it was like we wanted to see like the medieval stuff. So that worked out great. And then that was it. And then
day we had a day, like a full day before we went on the cruise in Copenhagen, and we took a trip to Sweden because you just cross with a ferry and you're in Sweden.
Yeah. Yep.
So we did a bus tour for the day. They take you to that castle that Shakespeare used to write Hamlet.
That's super cool.
So yeah. So then, you get to, and obviously you can walk around, and then, as you're going through, then they took us to another town that has an astronomical clock. And it was interesting because, of course, when we had gone to Prague before, Prague has an astronomical clock, and, that stuff's still running from like the year 1100 or whatever. So they also have one when you're in Sweden. And then when we were in Lubeck has one too.
That's
in one of the churches. Yeah. And the stuff still is all running. I mean, so it's like, so it was weird that, here we saw one in Prague, and then we saw 3 more on this trip. And of course, when we went to Sweden for the day, we tried to find a pub to go have Swedish meatballs.
Yeah.
Which is
go to IKEA. Yeah.
So it was definitely, so we could have seen more of Copenhagen, but it was like, you know what? There's a bus tour for a day. Actually, I think we did that through Viator.
Yeah.
And it was totally worth it. I mean, you're gone the entire day, but the bus guy was this really friendly Italian dude, and who, of course, can speak like 4 languages.
Of course. Yeah. That's awesome. All right. Well, that is fantastic. You guys stick around here. You can hang out. Let's see what kind of comments we have.
Yeah. By all means.
So let's see what we got. We got lots of stuff going on here. All right. Robin was here. She was excited to hear about Norway. That's good. Laura said, welcome, Peter and Malinda. Robert Redpath from Montreal, Quebec, welcome. Jordan, hello, welcome. Matt Ryan, welcome to you. Dominic, also from Montreal. Got everybody. We are just with the Canadians here tonight. Roll Tide said, he's on Majestic Princess next summer. British Isles Cruise. That's awesome.
Ooh, that's cool.
Robert loves the Queen Mary. That's fantastic. Al Galloway, let's have fun indeed. Hopes on the Sun Princess in 38 days. That's fantastic. Tom asked, what percentage of people embarked in Copenhagen versus Kiel? I don't know if you know the answer to that or not.
I do not know the answer. I mean, I think she was very excited about telling us about how many people were on in Copenhagen, and then
Yeah, because some people were like, Kiel were like, oh, it's their last day, and they were getting off Kiel, and new people were getting on, and then we were getting off the next day. There were a lot of vacant that night. They had a lot of people who had their bags out and everything.
yeah,
I don't know, but a lot. I feel like because most the biggest group of people were the German people, so I feel like that's where they were getting
That
on.
makes sense.
yeah. So my guess would be like between 1,500 and 2,000.
Yeah, that would make sense. Totally.
Yeah,
nobody's getting on in Flom. It's not like everybody's boarding in Flom.
No, the port's too small.
Yeah. Eric said 119 days until Hawaii on the Emerald Princess. That's fantastic. See what else we got here. Felicia said, John, have you noticed some of the price increases on MSC carousel shows, specialty dining and drink packages? So MSC has moved into the realm of dynamic pricing, just like Royal. So they are changing prices as supply and demand dictate. So you will see some of that now with MSC, but it's not drastically more expensive. Tom, no worries about being late. You're fine. Felicia said she loves all the tacos. Me too.
Yum.
Lisa, good evening to you as well. Kathy with the news of the day. Just heard NCL is dropping the drink package use at Great Stirrup Cay. They want us to buy a separate package for the island. That is correct. That news dropped this morning. So if you are sailing on Norwegian after March 1st of 2026, your drink package will not work on Great Stirrup Cay. I will say in my, so I'm on a Norwegian group for Dream Vacation, specifically for Dream Vacations agents. That news did not go over well. So it was up for about 2 hours, and then they shut down comments on the thread and asked people to reach out to Norwegian directly. So that was from my rep, Isla, who we've all met, who decided that we needed to shut that down. So she basically said loud and clear, we heard. So I wouldn't be surprised if something happened on that. But for now, that is correct. And they are going to be they're going to be creating a separate private island drink package for the day, which I think is insane. So we'll see what happens there. But that is correct. Starts March 1st. Your drink package will no longer work on Great Stirrup Cay. Jonathan said Granger was one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen.
Amen.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Greg Gooser said he was on the same cruise earlier in the summer. They had to cancel that port. So they wound up spending the day in Helsit. Still pretty cool, but bum we missed it. Yeah, that sucks. Kevin and Carrie Ann are here. Hello, guys. How are you doing? Baseball-y, hello. Welcome. Denny B said, John, have you gotten any updates on the MSC Atlantic booking? Not yet. Nothing yet, but let me look. Let's all look. That's what we're here for. Let's look. I'm going to log in. Sean said, we're super, super excited for our Norway cruise next July too, but we embark from England. That's very cool. Jolly old England.
Yeah, and Southampton, I think, from London is just a train ride. So
yeah, it's not bad. It's like 40 minutes. Baseball, 195 days until World America. That's awesome. Dante is sailing Celebrity Summit in December. That's awesome. I love Summit. Great ship. Brian said, thoughts on NCL adding a $5 MDR entree fee? Yes. So if you want a second entree on Norwegian now, they're charging $5 in the main dining room. However, here's what I will say about that. I don't think that that's real. I think that is being I asked about that on Escape. So I think that is a policy that they're putting in place to give them the kind of ability to say no to people, for people that really abuse. Because look, we all know if you've been on more than 2 cruises, like Peter and Malinda just talked about the Ola Tacos situation where they basically brought out the menu. They will, damn well if you're on a cruise, especially Norwegian, you're in the dining room, they constantly ask you if you want to try something else. Do you want to try something different? Are you interested in something else? They'll bring you out 10 desserts. I don't think that's going to be a real thing. I think that's something for people. There has to be people that are abusing it, that are asking for 3 or 4 or 5 entrees. So I'm guessing they just put that in place so they have it in their back pocket. But in my experience, that's not a real thing, and I don't think it will be. But we'll see. Murphy said, for anyone bidding on an upgrade on MSC, the upgrade prices are now per cabin versus per person. I like that. That's awesome. Very good decision. That is very cool. As always, if you are thinking about upgrading, please call your travel agent or call the cruise line before you place a bid. Give you a great example. I'm going on Joy. I wasn't really even thinking about upgrading. I was thinking about paying my gratuities and upgrading my Wi-Fi package. So I went on, and to move from my inside cabin to a club balcony, it was less money. So it was actually less than my interior cabin now.
Ooh.
So ask first, because a lot of times the minimum bid was like $250. So that would have been $500 somebody bid for that cabin when it was less. So less than what I had already paid. So it's crazy. Roll Tide said 2 bad decisions by NCL in a week. Are they turning into Carnival? Look, Norwegian's always been known for a little bit of nickel and diming, so it doesn't surprise me. But the drink package on Great Stirrup Key seems like a monumental bad decision. So we'll see what happens there. That seems crazy. World Atlantic should go to St. Thomas and other ports down that are in the Eastern Caribbean. I think it will. You cannot book World Atlantic yet. World Asia is available for bookings, as is obviously World America. Felicia said 17 days it's old World America. How booked is it? Tell you in a sec. I'm ready there. Let's see. Ship World America. When are you going? 17 days. So that's the 25th. Let's look.
Hey, buddy.
There's still, nope, sold out. Your sailing is just about sold out. There are a few, anybody wants to go on a cheap cruise, there are a few cabins available. The 14-day is sold out. There's a 7 and a 14. It's pretty close to sold out, but if you wanted to go on a cheap cruise, it is $737 for 2 people in a guaranteed cabin on October 25th. So if you're looking for a close cruise, and if you wanted to stay in a balcony, it is $1,300 for 2 people for a week.
Oh, wow.
It's awesome. Alex at NCL, are sodas served in cans or just fountain? Excellent question, Alex. I'm glad you asked. If you have the drink package, the Moritz drink package, they are served in a fountain drink. So you get fountain drinks. If you don't have the drink package and you're paying a la carte, you get the whole can. It's really weird. It's bizarre, but that's the way it works. So it just is what it is. Eric said Princess Premier, best package in the industry. Couldn't agree more. Baseball, he said, want to know about my April 18th cruise on World America. I can look them right here. I already have it open. The screen open, tell you in a second. While we're doing that, Matt Ryan said, Peter and Malinda, what are some of your favorite ports?
Oh, boy. I loved, I mean, of course, not this cruise. Juneau is awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
Bar Harbor was great. That seems like, we get you sing memories, for
Sadly.
That's not happening anymore. And of course, we just did Granger, and Melinda's right. Granger and Flam were both really cool.
Yeah, I loved Flam. Yeah.
I don't know. It's something else that is like, oh my God, that was great. In general, but Juneau comes to mind immediately.
Yeah.
I really like Skagway too, though.
That's a good one. All right, the April 18th one is not sold out, but it's not cheap either. Interior cabin $1,700 for 2, balcony $2,500. Not bad, not Royal Caribbean, but it's not bad. All right, I wanted to bring up a little thing we got going on for the month of October. So we have a little promotion going on. This all started with Sean, who's Sean who's in the chat here, Sean and Robin. Sean is a new travel agent with us. Sean had a really good first couple days of the month. Sean has booked 10 cruises already this month.
Wow, good.
Which is amazing. He had a nice little group going on MSC Grandiosa in April. So Sean wanted to do a little promotion, and we're gonna make this work for the whole company. So Sean is doing a promotion where if anybody books a cruise with Sean this month, if he gets to 31 cruises, right? So we're going to do this little promotion. Sean wants to book 31 cruises in October. Doesn't matter if we get there or not. If you book a cruise with Sean this month, you're going to get a $10 gift card. So you'll get a $10 gift card. It could be Dunkin', Amazon, whatever you're feeling. If Sean gets to 31 cruises, everybody who books a cruise is going to be in a chance to win $100 onboard credit. So that's a fun idea. We're going to expand that out to everyone in the company. So if you book with any of our travel agents, the same thing applies for October. So if you book a cruise from now until the end of the month, you're going to get a $10 gift card and an entry to win $100 onboard credit. If you refer somebody, so if you book a cruise and then refer somebody, you're going to double up to 20, and then they're going to get a 10 as well. Same thing if you refer 2 people, you'll get a $30 one and you book. And then if we book the 31 cruises, we're going to do the $100 onboard credit. If we book 50 cruises, we're going to do $200 onboard credit giveaways. If we book 100 cruises this month, if we do that, I'll say something. I'm not going to say something stupid again because I'm already printing up too many Yacht Club fancy shirts. So if we book 100 cruises this month, we're going to do a $250 onboard credit, a $100 onboard credit, and a $50 onboard credit. So we'll do a kind of top 3. So if anybody books, you're going to get a $10 gift card and an entry into the onboard credit. And this is Sean's idea. So if you book with Sean, you'll get first crack at those. And we'll do a separate onboard credit for anybody that books with Sean. And then same thing if you book with the rest of us, we'll do a separate one. So lots of opportunities to save big bucks. Also, I always forget to tell people, if you go on a cruise with us, one of the really fun benefits is if you book while you're on board or book a cruise within 30 days of coming back, you will get an onboard credit on your next cruise. It's pretty easy. You don't have to do anything. It automatically pops up on our screen. We just have to add it for you. It's compliments of Dream Vacations. But what they do is if you book a cruise within 30 days of coming back, you get a $25 onboard credit if it's within 1,000 and 2,000, 50 if it's 2 to 3, 75 3 to 4, 100 4 to 5, 125, and then 150 up to 6,000 plus. So, and the cool thing about it, which I have just realized because I did it for myself, if you book multiple cruises when you get back, you get them on all your cruises. So I booked a couple cruises in the past week for myself, and I got onboard credits on all of them from Dream Vacations, which is awesome. So it's just an extra bonus if anybody does. I always forget to tell people that. So keep that in mind if you're booking, or if you have something that you're planning on doing and you're going on a cruise. Wait till you get back, or wait till you're on the ship, and then we'll do that. Other than that, I don't have anything else going on. Nope, that's it. I will be on NTL Joy. I'll have the rest of the escape videos coming out. Then I'll be on Joy and Wonder in the next couple weeks.
Very jealous about Wonder.
Yeah, AJ just got back from Royal Princess. And then we'll all be on AJ's 40th birthday cruise in December. We have about 20 people on there. It's really fun. All right, AJ, ready to give some things away?
Sure.
Go for it. Let's do it.
Too bad I can't let somebody else spin the wheel from here. It'd be a really nice little
Let Peter and Malinda spin the wheel.
Yeah. Next time I'm on a cruise with you guys, you can spin the wheel.
That's awesome.
Ooh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Like that.
All right.
Lots of people on the wheel today.
What are we giving away first? I didn't ask.
Coffee first, always.
Okay.
Lisa won. Congratulations, Lisa. T-shirt time. Dominic, congratulations. Also for, just gonna look here. For Tom Lovett and Sharon, I have your cameras ready to go. They're in packages. I just have to mail them along with all the other T-shirts that I have to mail out. Those are all going to go out as soon as I get my butt over to the post office. Alex had a good question. Is the Dream Vacation promo for the same cruise line you just got off of? Doesn't matter. It's any cruise. So if you are on Princess, you get off and you book a Norwegian cruise, you get the onboard credit. As long as you book it through us, you get the credit. Doesn't matter what cruise line you are on or going on. So there
Does
you
it
go.
also work when they book online? When they book on ship? I meant.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it doesn't matter. On the ship or within 30 days after.
They ask you too when you go to the cruise office, whatever, Future Cruise. They can fine you. I mean, when we went the past 2 times, they pulled John up. You know, they have it. You know, they can see what agent of record, I think you called it, John.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. The only one that's wonky is Norwegian. That one takes like 2 weeks for it to register with us after you get off. The rest of them are all instant. Like while you're on a cruise, if you book something on MSC or Royal or Carnival, I get an email as soon as you book it. Norwegian's just weird. I don't get that one until like 2 weeks after. It's a manual process for whatever reason. All right, Peter and Malinda, thank you guys very much for coming on. Really appreciate it.
Oh, no
Can't
problem.
wait to hear about your next cruise coming up in February. February? Yeah, February.
Yep, early, beginning of February 1st or 2nd. I think it's the 1st,
It's the
but
first,
it's soon.
Yeah, very soon. That's awesome. Awesome. Thanks everyone so much for coming and hanging out with us tonight. I'll have the rest of the escape videos coming out and then we'll start on the next cruises. So thanks everyone and have a wonderful, wonderful day.
Thank you guys.
Also, Tom and Sharon Murphy just said, and if the OBC doesn't post, you'll have a check waiting for you when you get home. That is true. It didn't work for them. So Dream Vacation sent them a check. So thanks everyone. Have a great night. Bye.
Well,
Bye.
take care.